It's been 2 years since I posted that video of why I'm no longer a Christian, and not only am I not a Christian anymore, I am now considered an atheist. That took a while for me to finally admit that because of the negative connotations towards the word atheist that I grew up with, and just that every religion really has against that word. I understand that a few things that I said about the character of God has nothing to do with the actual existence of a God or not. And the same thing as a lot of the explanations of astronomy that I give about light years, that yeah, you can still believe in a God, and I got a lot of comments about that. Yeah, of course, you can still believe in a God and understand those things, but what you need to understand, where I came from a fundamentalist background, where you believe that the Bible is the Word of God, perfect. That when you think that something's perfect, just one thing has to be wrong. One thing has to be questionable for you to go, it's not perfect. Once you find that, everything falls apart. And that's what happened for me. That's why I no longer was a Christian at that point. I dropped that because I didn't think it was a viable means of understanding our reality. I went for so long believing certain things because of faith and because of my Bible. And then when evidence showed otherwise, I had to step back and re-question things. I just want to make that clear now. As an atheist, I understand that when I say that I don't think it's right that God killed a bunch of people in the ark and just the atrocities and genocide that he performed, I don't think that's right. And I think the point that I was trying to make was that even if he did exist, let's say he does, and that he did the things he did in the Bible, that is something, a creature, whatever he would be, that I would not want to worship. It's not just about believing, it's the act of worship. To worship something, something has to really be good for me to want to praise it and worship it. And the character of the Judeo-Christian God is far from that. The act of killing people with the flood is just is just ridiculous. He had literally every other choice he could have made, and he chose, you know what, screw it, let's kill them all. And that is just, it's childish, it's petty. And for a God that supposedly thousands of years is like one day to him, he couldn't wait a little bit, he couldn't talk to them. You know, it makes no sense. And just while I'm on this subject, why, if 1,000 years is like a day to God, it's nothing, why couldn't he wait a couple more 1,000 years until present day, where we had cameras and had recording devices, so that we could be absolutely sure that he came to Earth, rather than introducing himself to desert people and expecting us to follow that? I mean, if he's perfect and omniscient, he knows where that's going to lead. He knows that since he presented himself in that day and age, that we wouldn't have the original manuscripts of the books of the Bible, that he knew that they would get translated wrong, and those translations would get translated wrong, and those. He knew that this would happen. He would have to. If he didn't, then he's not what you think he is. If he is a perfect God that's omniscient, omnipresent, he knows everything. So why? It just sounds like the stupidest mistake you could possibly make. And don't give the excuse of God works in mysterious ways. Oh my God, that is ridiculous. That doesn't work. What makes me an atheist is that the burden of proof falls upon the religious. And if you can't give me sufficient amount of evidence to support your claims that a God exists, then I'll take the default route that one doesn't. That's it. It's pure and simple. And I hate that I didn't realize how simple it was before. If you don't have evidence for it, don't believe it. Yeah, it's interesting to think about, but there's so many holes and just illogical things that you have to hold on to in order to believe in this God. And I have to be honest with myself. I do. I can't look at the evidence like my family did. I can't look at the evidence and go, nah, you know what? God could have changed that. No. Like, I can't hold on to my beliefs so much in the face of evidence. That is wrong to me. I don't look at that like the Christians do with as if it's a virtue. Oh, I don't care what you tell me. I'm going to believe what I want to believe. That's stubbornness. That's stubborn. I have to be intellectually honest. Because if I can't be honest with myself, I can't be honest with anyone else. You have to be honest with yourself. You have to look at these things and go, yes, this is bullshit. It's obvious. When you get out of it, just like if you get out of a cult and you hear people talking about getting out of a cult, they look back at it and you look, and hindsight is 20/20 because you look back at all the things and you smack yourself in the back of the head because you're like, oh my God, it was so obvious. How did I fall for this? It's a scam. And I don't want you to believe me. I want you to go out and find the answers yourself. If you're watching this video, you're smart enough to use the internet. The answers are out there. Look, do research. The reason I'm going to continue making these videos is because I was scammed for 26 years. You have to understand that. I know the atheists get it. A lot of them, this happened to as well. But I need this to get out to the Christians. You're being scammed. That shows you who is really moral. If I look out into a group of people and they're gullible, there's one person that's going to look at the gullibility and see it as an opportunity to make them do what they want to do. I can't do that. I can't bring myself to do that to someone. What I would rather do is make those people not gullible anymore so they can stop falling for it. Because you know what? I did. And I was gullible enough to fall for the religious lies. And it doesn't stop there. I got scammed with other things. And I'll make videos about that. Trust me. And I'm going to make videos about all the comments that I got on my last video. Trust me. I have a lot of stuff I want to talk about. But I want no one to be scammed anymore. It pisses me off. See you again soon.